This isn't anybody's fault that's on my channel that watches or commented so far, but when I leave text messages on other people's channel, like I don't know, how do you feel I do with the English language? Am I good? You know what I mean? Do I have a proper command of the use of English words? Because if you leave anything longer than 3 word reply, like if you leave if you put your perspective into and you leave like a paragraph, people get insulted that you're talking to them in a paragraph. And if it's longer than a single sentence, they say, can you tell me what you're saying in English? They really want it to be like 3 words long, like short. And the thing is, they'll say like, can you please speak English? Like, why would, if that's going to be the thing, like, why would you go in on my ability to speak English? How about to make coherent sense, to make points, to, like, it could be anything else. They could say, you're all over the place, man. You're all over the place. They don't tell me that. If you know what I'm saying? If I'm all over the place, the problem is not my English. And I could be very succinct and using a word wrong in the wrong place. Maybe I have the wrong meaning, understanding the wrong meaning of it, right? Then you could say, you need to look into your English. Like your English is off. But I have a feeling these are gaslighting. These are people are the type of or gaslight people, you know? Like if they don't understand where you're coming from, then they're gonna say, "Oh, you smoke, you did drugs before or something." You know what I mean? It's gaslight. It's true, because what degree of gaslight is worse than another is hard to say. Because you could just gaslight somebody for being in a conveyance, for just being a conveyance. And they're going to act like they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you tell them in plain English, and you tell them in plain English, like, look, I'm satisfied with the conveyance. Okay, I'm satisfied with the conveyance. Like, if you want to tell me something about what I mean or what I'm trying to say, and shit, sometimes they can't even, like, imagine if I was just talking. If it wasn't print, like if it wasn't written out and spelled out for them in front of their face, like somebody said about one of my comments, because I was talking about, I had made references to the ancient times and the Djed, and this motherfucker gonna tell me what I'm saying had something to do with museums. And I was like, he said museums. I'm cool. I don't know where he's at. I went back and read over the paragraph that he commented on, and it didn't say not one time anything about no fucking museums. Anything about no fucking museum. So can you imagine if I was just talking? Can you imagine if I was just talking? You know? And I don't think that they're trying to get to points anymore. I don't think at this point that they're trying to make points anymore. Like, I think they're just like, I don't know, dude. High maintenance. This is just high maintenance. High maintenance individuals. They don't have any organizational ability to corporate gang stalk anybody. I don't think so. Yeah. It's just a frequency. You know, like, it doesn't matter how, it really doesn't even matter how genius somebody is until they see that there are actors out here in counterfeit. Then they couldn't believe it. It doesn't matter how, you can't say, oh, you're stupid because you didn't, until they've been confronted with it at face to face and have seen it themselves, they won't know. So who's gonna say that? You mean saying you don't have to be the one to confront them with that shit. You don't have to be the one to put that in their face so then they can say, so. You don't have to be that guy. So what? So what the fuck? They just try to seem like they have some kind of. It's like they don't want to wake up into the curriculum that everybody else is forced to be on. It's like it doesn't. If it's a curriculum and you don't know, I can't say that you should know. It's just when you've been confronted with it in a natural, like it's unnatural for me to bring that on. Even if I think you need to know, right? So it's gaslight. If you, I mean, you can't gaslight somebody with more experience in the same thing you're trying to gaslight them in. Or if that experience was brought on by considering by looking at certain images and trying to consider you're trying to consider what they mean, but it's like the amount of time that you spend reflecting on them is what speaks about you, not what you were able to glean right off the top. Like, no, because you're accountable for what you already know. You're accountable for what you already know. And I guess if I'm going to be impervious to gaslight, it's going to be up to me. Ultimately, it's going to be up to me. I can't just tell you that I am. I can't just, because it's become a discipline, and you got to maintain. You just got to look out for number one. You can't be complaining about being distracted because you're already distracted. Once you have no business being distracted by anybody who's not advanced. By they're not advanced, and you know what I mean. So that could be the appeal to try to gaslight, because you're trying to lower the playing field down to your level when you can't even understand what's being said. But then fucking you can read English, you know what I mean. And if I'm not trying to be obtuse, then you got a problem. If I'm not trying to be obtuse and I didn't say it, I wrote it so that you can go back and be like, aha, here, this is what you said, you mean this. But you're already making up words that aren't even in a paragraph of print. Imagine if I was talking. Are you going to act like everybody else is also not able to process because you won't, too? That's another thing. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't make up any of this shit myself. Somebody contributed that perspective to me. Somebody used their platform or their voice or their expression to say something to me, and I took it. So if you can vet my perspective because it's in print. It's easier to do it because it's in print. Like I'm saying, that's not the point of what they want to do. So what do you want to do? You know what I mean? Because I'm not getting any feedback. So if there's something you want to do, maybe you've already done it. And then I don't want to convince somebody that they're gaslighting if that's what they want to do. Get the fuck away. Go away. Like, no, but it's saying I can't tell somebody to go away because I commented. But thing is, fucking, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. There is examples of that where it's warranted, unrequited, and unsolicited gaslight. Yeah, that happens too. You know what I mean? But for that to be like, some of your other family members has to kind of beat down with the psychological bullshit too, because you go and tell them, like, oh, this person that and that, but they already told you that they thought they were whack or whatever. But okay, but what I'm saying, I'm only telling you because I see you getting lined up for something, whereas I can't be conclusive about what I've been told already. I want to be conclusive about what I've been told already. I don't want to be like, the last one to find out, and then you can act like, oh, you should have known, and you're being uh, difficult, and you don't want to work a program, or you don't want to do this or that. Well, can we know what, if we can't know what basis we're on, then you're cheating somehow, and I don't even have to know what the fuck you're trying to cheat, because I know people are capable of gaslighting a platform. You know, I just can't tell them that because they say, no, that's not what we're trying to do. And it could be all they're trying to do. It doesn't, I have to know where someone's at before I accuse them, because that could be what they want to do. And you're accusing somebody of what they want to do, and that's what makes sense to them. You're going to find out that was what made sense to them. Then they might have already been brought up to speed on what frequency you were on, and they didn't give a fuck. They decided not to be there for you, even though they're still, like, hey, like, we're gonna get together, we're gonna have the picnic, we're gonna do this. I don't know what their end game is. You know what I mean? Don't think that you're innocent because you can have a baby. Like, oh, because you can have a baby, then you can do no wrong. Like, I'm looking out for the baby because as soon as Pfizer comes out with their fucking experimental that they admitted that they don't know who it's going to kill until after they administer their pathology for them to experiment on. So I'm like, as soon as that comes out, I'll probably go to Oakland and just hang out outside my sister's apartment, even though I'm not invited. And my mom comes with her diaper face. You know what I mean? I'm going to rummage through her purse. I'm going to make sure that she don't got no fucking, little baby vaccine, the most dangerous vaccine known to man. Because I'm so fucking don't make any sense. And, oh, man, he's crazy. He's out of control. You know what I mean? And all I really care about is making sure that you don't pull no dumbass shit like that. I mean, I really will dump your purse over, Mom. I really will dump everything out your purse, Mama. Like what the fuck you think you playing at? I know you probably got to go to a doctor. You can't administer it on your own, but those doctors are advising people that they can. You know what I mean? Like teachers and shit, or if you get together without parental consent, you can administer. No, actually, one went to jail. But there are some little bitches that are like spirit science life coaches with a new age fucking spirit science vision or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck they want. They want to troll Russia. They probably want to troll Russia. That's why they lost those gifted Mexican children. You know what I mean? Since I'm not speaking any English right now and don't make any sense, you have to look up the Finders Cult. It's the beginning of Silicon Valley, and even before. Don't even consider the technology. They were working on it before the technology got here. You know what I mean? Before and that's ancient. We've been doing that forever. Even in neurolinguistic programming, for concepts like that arrive out of technology, like ballistics and gunpowder and shit like that. They were getting together a spiritual system based on what was dropping in the subconscious about isolating hydrogen molecules and shit. Like 1,000 years before we have the ability to smash particles and all that shit. So, man, I toned down the rhetoric a ton. I toned it down a ton for people. I don't get into the areas of the woods and the marshes and areas and shit like that. I just wait until I know when people are able to receive the truth. I know when they're able to, and you know how to lie to them because they won't be ready to receive it, and then you can tell them the truth and effectively lie to them. You know what I mean? So I'll just be an alien. Fuck it. People don't want to understand where I'm coming from until then. They're not supposed to. They're not supposed to. It doesn't make me more intelligent to tell somebody something when they're not ready to process. So if some people are ready to process, then I'm talking to them. If some people aren't ready to process, then I don't know if they're getting mad because I'm talking to somebody else. I don't know. But I can't have all the revelation because I'm still alive. There's a final revelation that you're not you don't get until you die. You don't get it until you die. But people want you to have the final revelation now. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Keep experimenting on people with vaccine clinical trials before they've been approved, and rushing them through without any animal testing, without any, like, all this kind of shit, and fucking for a new precedent, because keeping people safe and shit. Man, if I don't know that you're a fucking seasoned killer, then I don't know what's the point. It's not to try to convince somebody that they're a seasoned killer. It's to get the fuck your family away from them, to get away from them, find out what avenues they have to come at you so that you can fucking be advanced and know where to be found when they're ready to make their move. Like, it's almost like, if you know that, then I can see why they would come out and try to say, oh, no, even disinformation or something like that. We got to protect you and everything. It's just a way to fucking put a pillow over, fucking suffocate your face and you can't breathe. Mush down too fucking. You know what I mean? I'm against all that shit. I ain't no killer. I'm not a killer. But maybe developmental science, has a schedule where at some point in time, correlating with the fucking 7th moon of fucking Neptune or some shit like that, I'm supposed to be. But I can't understand where you're coming from. That's not coherency to me. Like, I have to make up some shit like the 7th moon of fucking Uranus. Then I already don't know what the fuck you're on about, even if you're an effectively killer. You could be like, look at all the people that, because they'll attribute it somewhere, somebody lied and they died and whatever like that. I don't have any idea how people get killed. I don't have any idea. I wouldn't want to study what led to their demise. Don't look into that. Why the fuck would you look into that? If they're getting played and shook upside down, like, just get in line. It won't be that bad, and then they'll remember that you were for equality. Everybody being equally shaken down the same. Yeah. Because they do equally want you off of this motherfucker, too. Because it's geniuses, they figured out how land management works, there's no lack of wisdom, there's no lack of knowledge, it's just a way that we tend to build, clumped up like fucking oatmeal. It's just well, they're not on a basis to they can't even understand that there's a different purpose or function for structures like buildings in the past and shit. Like, oh no, there's no, and they can't put a meter. So if you can't put a meter on something, a current or something, it doesn't exist. Like, there's no alternating current form of a power station or something like that, because there's no way to tell how much you're using and how do we charge you for your usage. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We have another enclave grain seeds storage modality. That's our form. That's our model of dominion. Our model of dominion does not include energy sources without a meter, because everything is for sale and everything is economical. You have to be willing to gaslight somebody who's stupid to take theirs, or get down with the program when you know it's a grift and maintain like that, or you ain't talking about nothing. You ain't talking about nothing. I didn't totally understand everything that you said in this 20 minutes. For like 5 seconds, you were reaching. Fuck you. Fuck you, bro. You made me have to query and ponder what you meant for 2 seconds. Fuck you, buddy. You know if like if you're exalted to the height before all mankind, you're next. You're in line for a fall, a great fall. It's just mankind. Like the Most High will always raise, like it'll raise certain individuals up to a point. They'll be exalted and then fucking put back down. There's always more you can work on yourself. You can always improve yourself more, and there's always like if you're playing music, no matter how well you played a song, you can always play it better. You can always grow. You know what I'm saying. So you can't have the final revelation yet. Now you can't have it now. Maybe if someone else has it and you give them permission to let their message transform, then well, that's just being supportive. uh I'm just saying most people, when they can't uh when they can't run that game on you anymore, they start picking on something. Oh, look at you, look at your old ass. Like, I got a bald spot. You can see my bald spot. I didn't even comb my hair. It looks wild. I just fucking came out of bed and don't care. So maybe it won't work on me because I don't even care. I'm an old dope fiend, so I don't really care. Even at alcohol, okay, whatever. Dope. I didn't smoke meth and crack and shit, but alcohol, So you could say I'm just an old dope fiend. Look at my shoes. My shoes ugly. You could see I don't give a fuck. But as long as you can understand what the fuck I'm saying, then that's a kudo. Or you can have, I don't know. I think they just want to give up, bro. I think they just, whatever it is that you're doing, they already tried that and they didn't have success, and they just want to quit and jump out of an airlock, suck everybody out of the plane at the same time they're killing themselves. But I don't think it happens like that, though. Because you only damage yourself, you don't damage anybody else, and you end up hitting every balcony on the way down. You jump out the window trying to kill yourself and you hit every balcony. I think it's a focus group. I swear, the more I get close to it, I think it really doesn't matter. Like, it's like, and you can't blame it on greed anymore, because greed isn't even the most powerful motivation in humanity anymore. Not anymore. Okay, I'm getting off track. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't see. I just told you, so you're off the hook. I don't know what I'm talking about. I let everybody, because I don't understand why they don't like the message. I don't understand what's the threat. I don't understand what they're waiting for. If they could correct me and go on, and okay, now I'm correctified, and you did a good deed, you did a good thing, and now I'm correct. Like, there's no different. I don't think it's no different. You know what I mean? So I it's like, I can't even imagine. I don't even know what it is. I'm not supposed to. Like, what if it's changes you to know? If you do know what the impetus for coming at somebody because they have maybe expressed themselves in a way that they're satisfied with and left one enough alone, and like, like, oh hell no, I got like, if you can't convey anything to me why I'm not making any sense. What am I supposed to do? Just be like, stop, quit? Just stop? Erase it? Take it down? Like fucking, oh man, I'd be ashamed of that tweet. Now I need to erase it. Like, I could just forget that it even existed. I don't even remember that tweet anymore. Show it to me. What are you talking about? It's just weird. I try to figure out the motivation, and it gets concealed by some strange devilish apparition, some like mysterious force that's not even human, where I can't even attribute to no nature, because you're supposed to be motivated by greed, bitch. I think the focus group just fucking overpowered them and tuned out their frequency, and then woke them up with the goals of the focus group to trying to achieve it. And then after they achieve the goals of the focus group outside of their own intention for where the direction of they want to take their own life, fucking shit you out on the other side of the freeway, like being John Malkovich. When those people went for like a tourist attraction, they went into the 13th floor of this building and through a portal that allowed them to live inside the mind of John Malkovich and control his body, and for a little while until it ejected them through a portal in a field off the side of a freeway. Yeah. So the point of asking me what the fuck I'm talking about is just to say that you don't follow me in the present. You know what I mean? You're looking at the whole video and trying to see if I was concise and if I made my point and you can understand it. But thing is, I'm just going from here to the next thing to the next, bouncing around. You know what I mean? And taking the cognition and other people's reflection that I've already noticed that they have a response for, and then just carrying on a co-reactive response, like it's a co-reactive response to some phenomenon or something. And I just bounce all around. I could be 10 minutes later, I'm talking about a whole nother subject. Okay, get over it. Just fucking stop fucking crying into tissue. Stop fucking crying into fucking tissue paper. If you didn't want to fucking go on the conveyance, if you didn't want to go where the conversation was leading, people are fucking weird, man. If you watch this video in the middle, yeah, it's not going to be like the beginning. It's not going to be the same thing I'm talking about 3/4 of the way in. But that's just how people are not allowed to blog and shit anymore. I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about other people that blog. You know what I mean? Black people are worse than the establishment. They're worse than the establishment. They don't want you to do nothing. I want you to do a goddamn thing. Talk about being fucking marginalized. Goddamn. Yeah. Yeah. And